Have you ever been betrayed by someone you trusted with all your heart? Have you ever had that gut feeling that someone wasn't being honest with you, but you had no proof? Betrayal is one of the deepest wounds a person can experience. It can come from anywhere: your best friend, a business partner, a family member, even the person you love the most. And often, the worst betrayals come from those we least expect. But here's the truth: no one betrays you without leaving clues first. The problem is, most people only recognize the signs after the damage has already been done. So why is this video important? Betrayal can destroy your trust, finances, and mental well-being. Recognizing the warning signs early can save you from heartbreak and disappointment. By understanding how traitors operate, you can make better decisions and protect yourself. Key questions we will answer. Heavy checkmark: what are the hidden signs that someone is about to betray you? Heavy checkmark: why do people betray others? Heavy checkmark: what can you do to safeguard yourself from toxic people? Thesis statement. You cannot change the nature of a traitor, but you can learn to recognize them before they hurt you. Stay with me until the end of this video, because what you learn today might just save you from your next heartbreak. Let's begin. Have you ever noticed someone suddenly acting differently around you, as if they were hiding something? Maybe it's a friend who was once distant but is now overly nice to you. Or a coworker who used to be friendly but has suddenly gone cold and avoids conversations. Betrayal doesn't happen overnight. Before someone stabs you in the back, their behavior often shifts in subtle yet noticeable ways. This is what I call the mask slipping. Real-life examples. A friend who never used to check on you suddenly starts showing unusual concern. They may be feeling guilty for something they've done or are about to do. A colleague who used to be open with you now avoids eye contact, keeps conversations short, or changes the subject when you ask simple questions. At first, these behaviors might seem harmless, but your instincts will pick up on something being off. The subconscious mind detects patterns before our rational mind does. How to identify this behavior? Watch their body language. If they seem nervous, fidgety, or unable to hold eye contact, they may be suppressing the truth. Pay attention to topic avoidance. If they dodge your questions or change the subject whenever you bring up certain topics, it's a red flag. Notice sudden emotional shifts. If they become unusually defensive or overly cheerful in a way that feels forced, they may be overcompensating. When people betray, lie, or manipulate, they often struggle to maintain the act. The truth always leaks through their behavior. So, the next time you sense someone acting strangely around you, don't ignore that feeling. It might be your first clue that something isn't right. Have you ever asked someone a simple question, only to get a vague, inconsistent answer? Maybe one day, they tell you they stayed home all night, but later, they casually mention meeting someone outside. This isn't just forgetfulness, it's a red flag. When people lie or hide something, they struggle to keep their story straight. Their own mind works against them. Real-life examples. A friend tells you they were too sick to come out, but the next day, you hear they were at a party. A partner says they were working late, but later, they slip up and mention a dinner they had with just a friend. When confronted, these people often either get defensive or avoid answering altogether. If you push for details, they might get angry or irritated. Why are you interrogating me? Turn the blame on you, you never trust me. Give vague, evasive answers. I don't remember exactly, but it wasn't a big deal. How to identify this behavior? Ask them to retell the story a few days later. If details change, they're likely lying. Notice their reaction to direct questions. If they act defensive, change the subject, or overreact, they could be hiding something. Watch for emotional outbursts. When caught, liars often try to manipulate the conversation by guilt-tripping you. Betrayal doesn't always start with a big, obvious lie. It starts with small inconsistencies that build over time. If someone's words don't match their actions, trust their behavior, not their excuses. Have you ever had a close friend or coworker suddenly start pulling away? They used to check in, laugh with you, and share details of their life, but now they barely reply to your messages. This isn't just being busy, it's a sign that something is wrong. When someone is preparing to betray you, they instinctively create distance. Why? Because guilt and fear of confrontation make them uncomfortable around you. Real-life examples. A best friend who always made time for you now always cancels plans last minute. A coworker who used to share office updates with you suddenly goes silent. A partner who once confided in you starts giving vague answers and avoids deep conversations. When confronted, these people may blame work, stress, or life getting busy. Act irritated when you ask them what's wrong. Avoid making eye contact or appear nervous around you. How to identify this behavior? Watch their consistency. If someone suddenly becomes distant and uninterested in your life, pay attention. See how they react when you bring it up. If they dismiss your concerns or become defensive, there's a deeper issue. Observe their body language. Are they avoiding your gaze, shifting uncomfortably, or looking guilty? Betrayal is rarely sudden. It often starts with small emotional and physical distance before the truth is revealed. If you notice these signs, don't ignore them, prepare yourself. Have you ever wondered why some people betray those closest to them? The answer is simple: strong personal gain. People don't usually betray others without a reason. There is always something to be gained, whether it's money, power, or survival. A coworker who is friendly to you suddenly undermines your work because they see you as competition for a promotion. A friend who is struggling financially suddenly starts acting strangely and borrowing money, only to disappear later. A romantic partner who has been distant starts getting close to someone else and lying about their whereabouts. This doesn't mean you should be paranoid about everyone, but you should always be aware of when betrayal could be in someone's best interest. How to identify this behavior? Look at what they have to gain. If betraying you offers them a big advantage, be cautious. Watch for secretive behavior. If they start making plans without you, hiding details, or forming new alliances, be alert. See if their words and actions match. People with ulterior motives often say one thing but act differently. Betrayal often isn't about emotions, it's about opportunity. When the reward is too tempting, some people won't hesitate to turn against you. Stay vigilant. Betrayal is a pattern. If someone has betrayed others before, what makes you think they won't do the same to you? A friend who constantly gossips about others, do you really believe they don't talk behind your back too? A partner who cheated in a previous relationship, what's stopping them from doing it again? A coworker who sabotaged a colleague's promotion, how long until they do the same to you? The truth is simple: past actions predict future behavior. People who betray once often repeat the cycle. They justify their actions, blame the victim, or pretend it was a one-time mistake. But watch their history, and you'll see their true nature. How to identify this behavior? Listen to how they talk about others. If they constantly criticize and betray friends, they will eventually do the same to you. Look for repeated patterns. If they have a history of deceit, broken trust, or dishonesty, assume they will repeat it. Test their loyalty. Do they defend and stand by their friends, or do they turn against them the moment it benefits them? If someone has betrayed once, don't assume they've changed, assume they're just waiting for the next opportunity. Jealousy is a silent poison. It starts with subtle resentment and can lead to betrayal. A friend who doesn't celebrate your success. Instead of congratulating you, they change the subject or downplay your achievements. A coworker who spreads rumors or undermines your work. They feel threatened by your progress and will do anything to pull you down. A relative who makes passive-aggressive comments. Instead of being happy for you, they make sarcastic remarks or find ways to make you feel guilty for your success. Envy often turns into sabotage. A jealous person secretly feels inferior and may act out by betraying you. How to identify this behavior? Pay attention to their reaction when you achieve something. Do they genuinely congratulate you, or do they look irritated? Watch for passive-aggressive remarks. If they consistently make snide comments about your success, they are not on your side. Observe their actions, not just their words. Some people pretend to be supportive but secretly work against you. If someone can't be happy for your success, they may actively work to take it away from you. Be cautious, jealousy often leads to betrayal. Have you ever had someone in your life who only reaches out when they need something? A friend who disappears for months, but suddenly messages you when they need a favor? A coworker who acts friendly, but only when they require your help? This is not a coincidence. This is a pattern. People who betray you often see relationships as nothing more than tools for their own benefit. They don't care about you. They care about what you can do for them. How to recognize this behavior? They never check in to see how you are doing, unless they need something. Once they get what they want, they disappear without maintaining real communication. The moment you say no, they grow distant, irritated, or even manipulative. Let's consider a real-life example. Imagine you have an old college friend, someone you used to be close with. You haven't spoken in years, but suddenly they message you, saying, "Hey. Long time no see. How have you been? By the way, I was wondering if you could help me with something." Sounds familiar? This type of person doesn't miss you. They miss the convenience of having you help them. A toxic person will always treat you like an option, not a priority. If you suspect someone in your life only values you for what you provide, test them. Say no and see what happens. If they vanish, you have your answer. A real friend, a real connection, doesn't disappear when you set boundaries. They respect you for who you are, not just for what you can offer. So, ask yourself, who in your life is truly there for you? And who is just there for their own benefit? Have you ever had someone in your life who subtly undermines you? They act supportive, but their words always leave you feeling smaller, less capable, or even doubting yourself. This is no accident. This is a calculated strategy. People who betray you don't always do it with obvious actions. Sometimes, they use words to slowly weaken your confidence, making it easier to manipulate or remove you. How to recognize this behavior? They often say things like, "I'm just trying to help," but their words feel like insults rather than support. They frequently compare you to others, making you feel inadequate. They highlight your mistakes repeatedly, making you question your abilities. Imagine this: you're excited about a new opportunity at work. You share the news with a colleague, expecting encouragement. Instead, they say, "Wow, are you sure you can handle that? I mean, it's a big step for someone like you." Or perhaps a friend who, every time you accomplish something, responds with, "That's nice, but did you see what someone else did? Now that is impressive." True friends and allies uplift you. A toxic person will always find ways to make you feel smaller. If someone constantly makes you doubt yourself, question their motives. Are they really trying to help, or are they keeping you down so they can stay ahead? A person who genuinely supports you will celebrate your victories, not make you feel unworthy of them. So, ask yourself, who in your life lifts you up, and who is quietly pulling you down? Betrayal is painful. It shakes your confidence, leaves you questioning your judgment, and makes you wary of trusting others again. But what if you could spot it before it happened? What if you could protect yourself from the devastation of deceit? Trust your intuition. Have you ever felt something was off about someone, but you ignored it? Maybe a friend, a partner, or a coworker. And later, they turned out to be exactly what you feared. That's your intuition speaking. Your subconscious picks up patterns that your conscious mind doesn't immediately recognize. The slight hesitation in their voice. The avoidance of eye contact. The nervous laughter. How to strengthen your intuition. Pay attention to the small inconsistencies. If something feels wrong, don't dismiss it, investigate. Journal your interactions and look for patterns over time. A strong intuition is like an early warning system. Train it, trust it, and act before it's too late. Set clear boundaries. Boundaries protect you from manipulation and betrayal. If you let people walk all over you, eventually, someone will. People who betray others are expert boundary pushers. They test how much they can get away with, financially, emotionally, socially. How to set boundaries effectively. Learn to say no without explaining yourself. Be firm when someone crosses a line. Walk away when necessary. Silence is a powerful message. If someone is uncomfortable with your boundaries, it's because they benefited from you not having any. Watch actions, not words. Words can deceive, but actions reveal the truth. A friend who constantly cancels plans, a partner who makes empty promises, or a colleague who undermines you behind your back, these actions tell you everything you need to know. How to analyze behavior. Compare what they say to what they do. Do they match? Look at their history. Have they betrayed others before? Watch how they treat people who can't benefit them. Someone who mistreats others will eventually mistreat you. Cut off traitors from your life. Once someone betrays you, the cycle rarely stops. The hardest part isn't realizing someone is toxic, it's walking away. How to remove toxic people. Stop explaining yourself. They know what they did. Block, delete, and distance yourself. Focus on people who bring you peace, not chaos. Loyalty is a two-way street. If someone has betrayed you, don't let them have the chance to do it again. If you've been betrayed, how to heal and grow, 28:00, 35:00. Betrayal hurts. It shakes your trust in others and can leave emotional scars that take years to heal. But what if I told you that this pain could be the foundation for something greater? That overcoming betrayal could lead you to a life of clarity, wisdom, and inner peace. In this part of the video, I will show you how to recover from betrayal, let go of the past, and use it as a stepping stone for self-growth. Accept the pain, don't fight it. The worst thing you can do is suppress your emotions. Betrayal brings feelings of anger, sadness, and even shame. Ignoring them will only cause them to resurface later in unhealthy ways. How to process your pain in a healthy way. Allow yourself to feel. Write it down, talk to a trusted friend, or express it through art. Do not seek revenge, it only keeps you tied to the past. Meditate or pray for clarity. Your pain is a lesson, it's not your identity. Pain is a storm. If you face it instead of running from it, you will come out stronger. Rebuild your inner peace. The person who betrayed you took something from you. Don't let them take your peace, too. Inner peace is your shield. When you cultivate it, no external betrayal can break you again. Ways to restore inner peace. Distance yourself from toxic energy, mentally and physically. Practice mindfulness, detach from past memories that no longer serve you. Surround yourself with genuine, supportive people. Letting go isn't about forgetting. It's about freeing yourself. Learn and evolve, use betrayal as a lesson. Every betrayal teaches you something valuable, about people, about boundaries, and about yourself. The key is not to let betrayal make you bitter, but wiser. How to turn pain into growth. Reflect, what warning signs did you ignore? Strengthen your boundaries, who deserves access to your heart? Focus on self-improvement, use this as motivation to become your best self. Those who betray you think they've broken you. Prove them wrong by rising higher than ever before. Attract healthy relationships in the future. Now that you know the signs of betrayal and how to protect yourself, it's time to build relationships that nurture you, not drain you. How to attract genuine people. Be the kind of person you want to attract. Pay attention to consistency, trust actions, not words. Never lower your standards, only accept those who uplift and respect you. You are not defined by betrayal. You are defined by how you rise after it. Betrayal is painful, but it doesn't have to define you. You cannot change traitors, but you can control your response to them. Instead of letting betrayal break you, use it to build a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. Every challenge you face is a chance to grow. And every person who betrays you is teaching you a lesson, about trust, about boundaries, and about the strength you never knew you had. You can't change traitors, but you can change how you react to them. Don't let betrayal destroy you, let it empower you. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever been betrayed? How did you overcome it? Share your story in the comments below. If you found this video valuable, like and subscribe to help spread awareness. Share this video so more people can recognize betrayal before it's too late. Are you ready to take back control of your life? If so, start today.